This comes in from Greta V. What can I do when a sub tells me he loves me? We have a soft dom, healthy relationship. He definitely knows his place and understands that I'm a pro-dom and not his play partner. He even implies I don't have to ever reciprocate a single feeling, but he still expresses falling in love. Should I let the delusion continue because it's part of the fantasy? Kit and Ray, tell me when I've got 30 seconds left because I'm going to wrap it up in that 30 seconds. All right, Greta. First one, I've got 2 points for you, but first of all, we don't know how real these feelings are. My friend here, you say, should I let this delusion continue because it's part of the fantasy? Well, for you, it's a delusion, and for you, it's a fantasy because you don't feel that way about him. For him, it could be a delusion. For him, it could be a fantasy, or he could be developing feelings that are real or feelings he thinks is real. We don't know what level of delusion we are working with, but even that isn't really a factor here. It's not about letting the delusion continue or not. It's more about what are you comfortable with and what boundaries do you need to set. All right. So, you said it's very, very respectful and he understands the boundaries. But if this is something that you genuinely check in with yourself, my dear, and go, you know what? I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not comfortable with my client telling me that he loves me. That's too, like Subboy is saying, it's not enough distance. It's not enough distance. It doesn't indicate that this is a professional relationship in which goods and services are being exchanged for money, right? And so we need to create more of the gap there. If you're comfortable with it, if it doesn't hit your radar, and you're okay with him professing his love for you, even though you do not feel that same way back, and it might actually hurt him later on. If you don't care about that, then that's on you. But I think the very fact that you're asking me this question indicates that you don't like it, right? Like, you wouldn't come to me and ask me this if this was not on your radar as a negative. I think, like, no one comes to me and it's like, Miss L, I am doing fantastic. How do I keep doing fantastic? I don't get those. You're coming to me because you have something going on that you don't like. And so I think here, I would say something about you is going, I don't like this. This is crossing a line for me. This is crossing a boundary for me. I have to create space here. How do I do that? His feelings unchallenged might grow into a problem later. Exactly. This could escalate if his feelings are true, if it's not a delusion or a fantasy in his mind. So to wrap it up, you've got 2 things. You've got 2 options here. You can allow it, but turn it into play or degradation. Like, of course you love me. I'm so beautiful. Tell me how you'll worship me because you love me. That kind of thing to like increase the level of play. If you allow it, I would turn it into that. Or option number 2, disallow it, set those boundaries and punish. Disallow it, set boundaries and punish.